We have a full show for you guys today, and we are going to start with the biggest news of the week. Lacrosse is back, and so is Inside the Nest. I am your host, Tim Burgess, and I am joined here today by Lexi Shaver.
Thanks, Tim. I'm so excited to be here. And it is April Fool's Day, but I can tell you one thing that is true. Both the men and women's lacrosse will continue as varsity sports at Montclair State University next year. And on Wednesday, March 26th, President Campbell released a statement stating, as students of state funding of the lowest public institution on per student basis, we are forced to make tough resource allocations decisions. Making the difficult choice to move our lacrosse program to club status was driven by financial realities. I am pleased that we are able to partner with a dedicated group of supporters, including alumni, parents, and current student athletes who believe in what Montclair State lacrosse represents: tradition, excellence, and opportunity, while still being able to expand opportunities for all students to engage in athletics at a competitive level. I am grateful for supporters of advocacy and solutions orientations. This cooperative model must be replicated to sustain and enrich our intercollegiate athletic programs in a fiscally challenging environment facing higher ed. This announcement was a happy ending to a difficult couple of months for the athletes and the university. Tim, let's break down the timeline of events for these two programs.
On December 13th, 2024, Montclair State University delivered shocking news. Both the men's and women's lacrosse teams would be downgraded from NCAA programs to club sports at the end of the spring 2025 season. For players, alumni, and fans, this wasn't just a setback, it was a call to action. That same day, a petition was created, requesting the university reverse its decision. The lacrosse community wasn't ready to let their program disappear without a fight. 1 month later, a group of alumni, including the petition's founder, Houston Weber, and 2 New Jersey Lacrosse Hall of Famers, met with Montclair State's president and athletic director. Their message was clear: Montclair lacrosse is worth fighting for. By February, the movement had grown beyond anyone's expectations. More than 16,000 supporters had signed a petition, proving that Montclair State lacrosse had a community behind it. Many expected a vote at the next Board of Trustees meeting, but instead, the board chose to delay the decision. However, they agreed to meet with the reinstate team the following week to discuss a possible resolution. With the program's future still uncertain, on February 18th, supporters took matters into their own hands, launching a GoFundMe campaign to help sustain the teams. By March 26th, the fundraiser had exceeded $24,000. The message was clear: Montclair State lacrosse mattered to more than just the players and coaches. It was a part of the university's identity. Then, on March 28th, the announcement came. Thanks to the relentless efforts of alumni, donors, student athletes, families, and the global lacrosse community, Montclair State lacrosse would remain an NCAA program.
Tim, not all stories end good, and I'm really glad that this one did.
Me too, Lexi. We got to talk with some of the lacrosse athletes and coaches. Let's hear their reaction to the news.
I didn't really know what was going on at first because we had been in this kind of battle for so long trying to get the program reinstated, and I almost didn't believe it, but after seeing the post from Montclair Redhawks on Instagram, that was when I knew it was official and that the work that everybody had put into, no matter how big or small, had come out to this great outcome, and now the program is here to stay.
Oh, it was weight off of our shoulder being told that we were being reinstated. It's been a rough few months, but I have to give a lot of credit to this team. They continue to fight, they continue to work, and we continue to play as if this would be the result. So I'm very proud of them.
Initially, a shell shock, but also it just makes you feel so loved and so appreciated and heard by the university, the other student athletes that supported us to get here, and everything that our captains and our men's team and our faculty have put in to get us here.
Our coach texted us in our group chat about 2 hours before we had to come to school for the games. We had a game that night, and he said, we want to get you guys in earlier to watch film. And right away in my head, I kind of clicked that we were getting told something good, because we watched all the film we could already, so we knew something was happening. So we walked in, then we saw the group of people there. It was us and the girls team. And then we just kind of knew right away. And then when the words came out of our coach Bosque's mouth, there was a lot of excitement from everyone in the room.
I think it's just a sense of relief a little bit. You know, it's probably, yes, they focused on practice. Yes, they focused on their games, and we've been playing well. But I think just having that, you know, questions in their mind about their future is the biggest thing. They can probably just focus a little more on us and obviously their academics, but you know, not having that question constantly reminding themselves, you know, whether they left here or whether it was in practice or whatever, they you know, just were able to kind of block one thing out and you know, regain that attention we needed.
I'm so happy for all the players, coaches, and alumni. They truly deserve this. Now, let's take a look at some highlights from the March 26th men's lacrosse game. 8 minutes into the game, Cody Cooper finds John Crank drives. Crank scores 2-0 early. First quarter winding down, Widener quickly responds as Chris Covington cuts it 2-1. In the third, Max Morozov finds William Burge, top shelf 5-3 MSU. 30 seconds later, Cooper rips one, Montclair 6-3. 35 seconds later, Ethan Monnier switches hands, fires 7-3 MSU. Widener not giving up just yet in the third, Matthew Monroe scores 7-4 MSU. Morozov minutes later to Jack Cleary 8-4 MSU. Into the fourth, Matt Buckley wraps it, scores 8-6 MSU. Montclair State hangs on for the 8-6 victory.
On Saturday, the men's lacrosse team traveled to Newport News, Virginia to take on 4th-ranked Christopher Newport University. The Red Hawks would fall 15-9, with Christopher Newport's Jamie Smith scoring 5 of their 15 goals. And 4 of those 15 goals also came while Montclair was down a man. The Red Hawks saw 2 goals each from Max Morozov and Julian Verona. Women's lacrosse is preparing for their first conference game of the season on April 5th against College of New Jersey. Red Hawk Sports Network caught up with Associate Head Coach Kelsey Withrow and some players as they prepare for conference play.
I think every NJAC game is always exciting. I think it's an opportunity for our athletes to compare themselves to people within the conference. And I think it's always exciting. It's always exciting to take on Kane. That's always a good fight. And Coach Sarah, now being over there, was with us for a few years, so it's always good to see her. But no, I think just in general, we're excited just to be able to compete.
I always look forward to Ramapo just because it's a time for our younger girls especially to get in and see what they're capable of doing while it is still an NJAC game. They're just always a good opponent of ours, and especially Kane as well.
I think I'm most looking forward to Rowan as well. They always bring out the best in us, and we bring out the best in them, and that's all we can ask for.
What would a busy day be without some heroic actions? The MSU baseball team opened up NJAC play with a doubleheader, sweeping Ramapo College. With the sweep, the Red Hawks improved their overall record to 16-7 on the season. Montclair State's baseball team has had such a great start to their season. They've put upon themselves a 14-7 record in non-conference play. Led by Coach Lorbert, he describes how his team has been able to keep their heads in the game.
I think this team's been resilient all year. You know, it's a very new team. We've got a lot of new players on this roster. And so I think when you beat good programs like a Salisbury or Penn State, Harrisburg, it breeds confidence into your locker room that you can play with the top teams in the country. And this group can do that when they play their very best.
Already there have been a few standouts from the team. Chase Fisher recently won NJAC Player of the Week after getting more consistent player time. Fisher describes how he has been able to improve on his game with Coach Lorbert's help.
Earlier in the year, I struggled a lot with just kind of my swing and mechanics weren't quite there yet. But me and Coach Lorbert, we kept working. Eventually, everything started clicking last week, so hopefully can continue going this weekend.
Conference play began on Saturday with a doubleheader between the Red Hawks and Ramapo College. The Red Hawks won both games, and now their record in the NJAC stands as 2-0. Coach talked about the goals he and his team had for this season after they were 1 game shy of the playoffs last year.
Yeah, just play a consistent brand of baseball. We need to be better in our bullpen. We need to execute with runners in scoring position as an offense. And then we're handling the baseball better as of late, and we need to continue that. You got to stay consistent. You got to execute when the moment arises. And so if we do that, then I like this team and I like their resiliency.
Baseball is looking for their first NJAC championship since 2001 and their first championship appearance since 2006. And they are off to a promising 2-0 start in the conference. Softball had a fun weekend hosting a doubleheader on Saturday against Stockton and Sunday against St. Elizabeth University. Let's check out the highlights versus Stockton. Game 1, top of the 4th inning, no outs. Stockton's Emma Coldsnow hits a fly ball to shallow right field, and Juliana Casillas makes an incredible catch. Now in the top of the 6th, runners on first. Stockton's Alexa Penagapoyos smashes a ball to left field. The runner from first will score, and Stockton takes a 1-0 lead. So we're going to stay in the top of the 6th here, and Megan Sears is going to double to center field. The runner from second scores, and Stockton will take a 2-0 lead. Again, in the same inning, top of the 6th, the bases are loaded. Stockton's Madison Manera will hit a single that will clear the bases, and Stockton will take a 5-0 lead, and they would hold on to that lead to win Game 1. Game 2 would begin with Lexi LaCoury starting for Stockton, and Bella Bussi starting for Montclair. We're going to start this one at the top of the 5th. Stockton up 1-0, runners on second and third. The ball is blooped to right, and Jayla Vasquez makes a diving play for the out. The runner from third tags up, and Stockton takes a 2-0 lead. Still bottom of the 6th, Molly Colligan singles to left as 2 Stockton players collide. The runner from second scores, and it is 2-1 Stockton. Still bottom of the 6th, runners on second and first. Jayla Vasquez rips a double to left field. Both runners score, and Montclair will take a 3-2 lead. Now in the top of the 7th, 2 outs, runners on first. McKenna George will single to right field. The runner will try to advance to third, and Megan Sears, with the perfect throw, will get the out to seal the victory for Montclair, and they will win that game 3-2, splitting the doubleheader.
April is a busy month for the softball team. It began with a doubleheader against Rutgers, New York first, and then after that they will play more NJAC games before heading to their last non-conference game against Drew on April 10th. They will then play 8 games in 11 days before their regular season closes at home, April 26th against Rowan. Now, let's jump into one of the best triple jumpers in Division III. Montclair State's Hiven Biffot recently earned first-team All-American status in the triple jump during the indoor track season. Can he do it again in the spring in the outdoor season? Here's Michael Crisco with Biffot and Coach Carter.
For Montclair State University track and field star Hiven Biffot, home was France before moving to the United States.
To be honest, it was more like a change, I just wanted to live somewhere different, experience new things, new food, new cultures, so that was really about it.
But change in a new country can be harder than it seems, and this is something that Hiven had to adjust to.
France and the United States is like 2 different worlds, the culture way different, the food, the way people speak. When I came here, adjusting was it wasn't hard, but it took me a minute to adjust.
Shortly after stepping onto U.S. soil, Hiven hit the ground running with his athletic career. After getting introduced to football in high school, he decided to join track and become a multi-sport athlete, something that he would carry over into his collegiate career at Montclair, where he would meet and form a very close bond with head track and field coach Ian Carter.
I actually first met him. He did a visit with Coach Palazzo for football. And he was quiet when I first met him, very quiet, very humble kid. He spoke about his interest in playing football, but he also said that he did track and field. I got on the phone, I'm very close with Coach Palazzo. I was talking to him and said, hey, look, I got this kid, I think he has really a good upside in both football and track. And, I think he could really help us out.
Carter knew that Biffot was special, and so he would do all he could to secure him a spot on his team.
I decided to drive and meet him at the mall closest to his house and help him with his application process and the financial aid process, because he's actually a first-generation kid. So, his mother was working, very much, so it was hard for her to help. I got her blessing to help him out and get his stuff in.
For Coach Carter, it's about more than just how talented Hiven is as an athlete. It's about forming a bond with him and mentoring him to be the man he knows he can be.
My time with him early on, I got to understand his interest in music and, his interest in football and players and things like that. So, we kind of established that bond. But, as we've gone on, I've really just tried to be like a good role model and mentor for him on, what are the do's and don'ts, try not to fall into that freshman hole of, not doing the right things and, making him understand that, you have an ability to do something great.
Now a freshman at Montclair, Biffot is a first-team All-American and has already placed third in the NCAA Division III Men's Indoor Championships for the triple jump event. This happened after only being introduced to this event 4 weeks prior, and it's a testament to his hardworking mindset.
Me, like, I'm always aiming for the top. Like, it don't matter if, like, somebody gonna tell me, oh, you might not get it, or like, I'm just gonna aim for the top. Like, I'm always gonna be confident. That's what I did with triple jump.
Despite all of his accomplishments so far, Hiven is just scratching the surface of his potential, and he has no plans on slowing down anytime soon.
What a tremendous journey that young star has been on, and he's only just getting started. You may have heard, but Red Hawk Sports Network is having a broadcast on April 5th in collaboration with BMO. The broadcast will feature none other than men's and women's lacrosse in a Saturday doubleheader. We're excited for it, and so are our talent interns. So let's introduce you to them.
Tim Glastow, sideline reporter. Thomas Gaffney Jr., pregame host. CJ Staniak, pregame host. Ryan Nussbaum, play-by-play. Luke Sirianni, color commentator. Vincent Pacone, analyst. Ryan Tulio, director. Natalie Rengifo, social media.
Be sure to tune in on Saturday, April 5th at 10 a.m. for our broadcast of the men and women's lacrosse doubleheader. It is sure to be a fun day.
Tim, it's been a pleasure. It's not often that us production kids get to get some on-air time, show our pretty faces, but spring is busy and so is RHSN, and we're in full swing. Hope to see you turning in April 5th on 10 a.m. for this episode. I've been your co-host of Inside the Nest, Lexi Shaver.
And I'm your host, Tim Burgess. We'll see you next time.